We respectfully acknowledge that the Windsor Regional Hospital occupies the traditional, ancestral, and contemporary lands of the Niswi, Iskwandonwa, Anishinaabe, the Three Fires Confederacy, Ojibwe, Odawa, Potawatomi. We acknowledge the land and the surrounding waters for sustaining us, and we are committed to protecting and restoring these lands and waters from environmental degradation. Good evening, all, and welcome to the May 7th, 2026 meeting of Windsor Regional Hospital. I will call the meeting to order. It is 5:02. Are there any declarations of conflict of interest by any of the board members? If one happens to arise during the meeting, please declare it at that time. First item on the agenda is the minutes of the previous meeting of April 2nd, 2026. May I have a motion to approve, please? Paul, seconded by Linda. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion carries. Kristen, I will turn it over to you for the report of the President, CEO, and Chief Nursing Executive.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm excited to have my team share some great initiatives happening across the organization over the last little bit to help move some of our strategy forward across Windsor-Essex County. So first off, I will have the slide moved forward to the next one, and I'll pass over to Christy Cecile, one of our Vice Presidents of Clinical Services.
Thank you, Kristen, and hello, everyone. So for strategic direction number 5, enhance collaboration and strengthen partnerships to build a better healthcare network. We're going to be speaking about the hospital-to-home expansion. So Windsor Regional Hospital is pleased to announce the expansion of our H2H hospital-to-home program through the addition of Erie Shores Healthcare and Hotel Dieu Grace Hospital. These are key regional partners, and through our collaboration, this is an important milestone that shares commitment of patient-centered care and system integration, supporting smoother transitions from hospital to home for patients across our community. The H2H program is designated to streamline discharge process, coordination that's timely and appropriate that supports patients to return home. The support from St. Elizabeth Health and Windsor Regional Hospital will continue to be the hub of supporting the program moving forward. Through this expansion, the H2H services are available for all 3 partner hospitals, and this will strengthen our regional alignment and optimize the use of healthcare resources. Together, our organizations are advancing a coordinated approach to care that prioritizes patient safety, experience, and outcomes while supporting broader system efficiency. Since the launch, we are proud to state that since October 30th, Windsor Regional Hospital, with partnership of St. Elizabeth, has successfully enrolled 303 patients. These patients are receiving 8 to 16-week wraparound service for timely transitions home. The program's ongoing operational goal is to onboard anywhere between 15 and 20 patients per weekday, Monday to Friday. And the program expansion occurred on April 27th. And in this short time, we have successfully been able to onboard 1 patient from Hotel Dieu Grace Hospital and 2 from Erie Shores. So with our continued collaboration, we'd like to continue to see this program grow and succeed to help our community moving forward.
Next slide, please. I'll again pass over to Christy to review the introduction of our discharge bay expansion at the Met campus.
Thank you. So for strategic direction number 1, strengthen the processes that drive a proactive and inclusive culture of patient safety and quality care. We're going to be discussing our discharge bay expansion, and this is occurring at the Metropolitan campus. So we are super excited to announce this. So this is occurring at 5 North at Met campus, and this launched on Monday, April 27th as well. So over the past 6 weeks, we have had discharge bays on all our inpatient units, and we have seen great success transitioning over 245 patients in these areas, which accumulated over 300-hour reduction in idle bedtime. With this model, we decided to expand to a centralized model on 5 North to strengthen the safe, timely, and efficient patient transfers across our organization. The centralized discharge bay provides a dedicated space for patients who are medically ready for discharge. They are supported by a registered nursing staff and are supported by our teams to ensure that the transition home is timely and safe. They provide discharge education and ensure that the pickup times are designated for those patients from the discharge bay. Further to that, the discharge bay also provides direct follow-ups to our patients 24 to 48 hours after leaving the hospital, which helps to promote our patient satisfaction and quality outcomes.
Thanks, Christy. Next slide. I will now pass over to our Chief Nursing Executive, Nicole, to review the next 3 slides on gentle persuasion, as well as the nursing week upcoming and a few other items.
Thank you, Kristen. So for continuing with strategic direction number 1, as previously discussed, the Staff Safety and Violence Prevention Program has introduced a new staff safety training for our clinical practice managers. So this is the gentle persuasion approach in dementia training. People with dementia have a much higher hospitalization utilization than those without dementia, 65% higher hospitalization rates and 2 times longer hospital stays. And they also have a higher risk for hospital-related harm for falls or deconditioning while they're in the hospital. Dementia is now widely described as the leading cause of unnecessary hospital days in the province, and approximately 50% of all ALC days in Ontario are attributed to people living with dementia. So this translates to approximately 3,000 acute care beds in Ontario hospitals on any given day, occupied by somebody who no longer needs acute care but cannot be discharged safely at home. So helping the staff prevent any bad outcomes with violence against staff or other patients, we can get this training done, and they can help the frontline staff and coach them and help them take care of this high population of patients. Next slide, please. Next, we have enhancing an equitable workplace culture that establishes WRH as an employer of choice, strategic direction number 4. We recently celebrated our Hidden Hero Awards, which is a Trillium Gift of Life Network initiative that celebrates folks in the hospital that are compassionate, and they advocate for organ and tissue donation. April was Be a Donor Month, so we chose this month to celebrate our hidden heroes. We celebrated Dr. Riley Jacob, Dan Fraser, ICU nurse, Jennifer Jesso, Mackenzie Clifford, both ED nurses, and they do wonderful work every day supporting families during end-of-life decision-making. Their contributions obviously reflect Windsor Regional Hospital's ongoing provincial recognition of excellence in this domain, and we received several awards for our work with organ and tissue donation. So next slide, please. And finally, next week marks the National Nursing Week. We're preparing to recognize this week by celebrating all the staff as well as the nurses at Windsor Regional. And we have a theme this year of the power of nurses to transform health. This theme highlights the critical role that nurses play in shaping healthcare, driving innovation, and ensuring patient-centered care. The week honors nurses' expertise and advocacy across Canada and globally, emphasizing their leadership in system-wide change. We have some planned activities. I won't give them all away, but we will include some small celebrations, leadership rounding, peer-to-peer recognition awards, and that recognize not just individual contribution, but team contributions to patient experience and patient safety. And we just want to thank all of the nurses and all of the staff at Windsor Regional for delivering safe, high quality care to the people of our community. And that's the end of our report.
You would think after 5 years of doing this, I would be able to unmute myself. Any questions, comments, or queries of Kristen, Nicole, or Christy? Nadine.
Yes, I first off wanted to say great presentation, and these are all like very exciting initiatives that are happening. I did specifically want to ask around the discharge bay and the centralized discharges. You made mention about a goal or that opportunity to receive patient feedback at the bay. Um, is that something that you've noticeably seen increase the amount of feedback while they're there?
Yeah, so currently, since launch, we've been doing verbal feedback on the spot when patients are in the bay and how they're doing and how they receive and perceive the bay. And we've had all good feedback so far. We have just implemented as well the callback system, so the 24 to 48 hour callback and that call log, which is going fairly smoothly as well. So the nurse usually discharges are confirmed and finished by end of day, and they take the rest of their time doing those feedback calls and ensuring that if any other feedback comes forward, that they share that with our team and we can look at some progress or process improvements if needed. At this time, there hasn't been any negative feedback to the base, so we're gonna continue on that gold star right now.
Thank you.
And any other questions or comments? I will add that was a very, very great presentation. Thank you, Kristen and the team for that presentation this evening. Next item on the agenda is the Schulich report. Dr. Jacobs.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I have a very brief report for you tonight. On our last board meeting, I did update the group on the results of the fourth-year match program. I told you that we had filled fully our family medicine residency positions in Windsor and our internal medicine positions, but we had 2 open spots in psychiatry. The second round is complete, and one of those 2 spots has been filled by a very excellent candidate, so we're quite happy. So 3 out of 4 spots being filled at the end of that matching stream. Across the country, psychiatry positions were a bit low this year among graduating students, and so having an empty spot was not surprising when you look at the number of students who are interested in. And so I don't look at that as a reflection of the program or the strength of it. It's just one of those things that happens as student interest wanes from year to year from different areas. But overall, we're quite happy with the overall postgraduate learners that are coming into starting here in July. For our own students, we had 2 students who were unsuccessful in the match this year. We will support them through a 5th-year program to help them sort of hone up their applications for future years. They're both excellent candidates. They just had very specific goals, and sometimes that doesn't always work out as well. So that certainly is coming. I did recently travel to the International Congress on Academic Medicine and was in meetings around distributed medical education sites like our own. One thing I'm always amazed about is the relationship building that we've been able to do at this site compared to many of our peer networks. And so a lot of the challenges that I feel like we've figured out, 15 years ago, people are still struggling with across the country and across the continent, really, as you look at these sites becoming more and more common. I use that as a reminder to me of how lucky I am with respect to the relationship that I have here with the hospital system. But also, I think that it really does speak to the great job that we've been able to do with respect to building a culture here in Windsor around academic medicine. And so it is a very good feel-good story. I will tell you that I am often approached now by our peers across the country on how we've been able to pull it off. And it always is a sort of an exercise of just pointing to all of you. So thank you for that. The last thing I wanted to bring up to the board is a program that we're planning to launch in the next 1 to 2 years. It's very early stages, but I think it's exciting. Recognizing that family medicine is an area of need across the country. We've been able to put some steps in place to allow for a direct entry family medicine program in medical school. So these would be students who are able to bypass the matching service if they declare early of their interest and they have the right aptitude towards primary care. With that program, they would get specialized mentorship and experiences to help build them for a career in that mindset. And so we're hopeful that this will help keep our best and brightest locally in our area and not losing them to other sites when they sort of finish their 4 years here. So in the long run, we're hopeful this will continue to grow and improve the quality of family physicians that we have in our region, which we've been quite happy to help over the years. I can tell you, and I think I've raised this with the board before, but just to remind you, when I go back to 2008 to now, we have a 50% increase in number of practicing family physicians, and over 100 of them are now trained directly through Western, which I think is a testament to the work that we've been trying to do. That's the end of my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Jacobs. Any questions or comments for Dr. Jacobs? Great update, Dr. Jacobs. Item 6 is a financial presentation. Chris is getting off very late tonight. There is no financial presentation. We're in the midst of our year-end audit, and we will see those results in the next meeting in June. We have on the consent agenda the FAR committee was very, very brief this month. I don't think there's anything outside of calling it to order and adjourning the meeting and approving of the minutes of the prior meeting. So I would ask for a motion to accept the consent agenda, please.
I'll move that, Mr. Chair.
Moved by Chris, seconded by Anna. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Motion carries. Item 8 is the media report, which is there for your information. There's a lot of material. I've taken some time to read some of it, but it's a lot of material. Item 9, are there any questions or comments or notices of motion from the committee, from the board? Seeing none, the date of our next meeting, and I'm going to make Chris do some work at this one, is June the 4th, 2026, and it will be via Zoom. And the meeting after that will be on June the 25th, which will be in person, will be our annual general meeting, and we'll be at the Met campus. If I may have a motion to adjourn. Genevieve, seconded by Paul. All in favor? Motion carries. See you at the next meeting.
Thank you.